During Christmas dinner, my wife blurted, "I didn't want you finding out like this, but I'm in love with your brother." The table went silent. I said, "Thanks for telling me." Then I revealed I'd known for months and had been planning my exit. When I announced I was buying out his share of our family business, I, 38 male, watched my wife drop the bomb at Christmas dinner. And honestly, I'd been waiting for this moment. Everyone was there. Parents, my brother and his wife, aunts, uncles, the whole deal. Ham on the table, someone's green bean casserole nobody was eating, typical holiday scene. Then my wife sets down her fork with this heavy clunk. I need to say something. Everyone stopped mid-chew. I can't keep this inside anymore. I didn't want you finding out like this, but I'm in love with someone else. Long dramatic pause. I'm in love with your brother. The silence was incredible, like someone had hit mute on the whole room. My brother looked like he was going to throw up. His wife's mouth literally fell open. My mom made this choking sound. I took a sip of wine. "Thanks for telling me." My wife blinked. "What?" "Thanks, appreciate the honesty. Little late though." "What do you mean?" "I mean, I've known for a while now. Found the texts, the hotel receipts, the whole production." Now everyone was staring at me instead. My brother found his voice. You knew?" "Yeah, gave me time to handle things properly though." "Speaking of which," I reached under my chair for a folder I'd tucked there earlier. "I'm buying you out of the business, brother. Full valuations in here. 3 independent appraisals. You've got your notice period per our partnership agreement to accept, or we go to forced sale." Slid the folder across the table. It bumped his wine glass. "Also," I looked at my wife, "I filed for divorce. You were served last week. Remember that woman at your yoga class who seemed super interested in trying the studio?" Process server. "Sorry about that." Her face went through about 5 different expressions. "You filed for divorce?" "Yeah. And that marriage counselor we've been seeing? My lawyer recommended her. She documented every session where you swore you wanted to work things out while actively sleeping with my brother. State considers that pretty relevant." My brother grabbed the folder, started flipping through. His face got redder with each page. "This valuation is garbage, way too low." "No, it's market rate for a small construction company with aging equipment and inconsistent revenue." 3 different people said basically the same number. "You can challenge it, but the partnership agreement's clear. Either you buy me out at valuation, I buy you out, or we force sale, your move." My dad finally spoke. "What in the hell is going on?" "Your son's been sleeping with your other son's wife. Also been using company money for hotels. That's fraud. Also in the folder." My brother's wife stood up so fast her chair crashed backward. "You what? Babe, it's not. You've been screwing his wife? With business money?" "It's technically both our money," I said helpfully. "But yeah, traced about $8,000 in expenses. Hotels, dinners, 1 weekend trip that was definitely not a job site visit." My mom was crying. My dad looked like someone had punched him. My wife grabbed my arm. "We can fix this. I'll end it. We'll do real counseling. You've been to 6 sessions where you lied to the therapist's face about still seeing him. All documented. I'm good. You can't just take the business." "Not taking it. Buying him out at fair market value. Or he can buy me out if he's got $250,000 lying around." Spoiler, he doesn't. My brother was full red now. "This is bullshit. You planned this whole thing." "Yeah, I did. While you two were planning." "What exactly?" "That part I never figured out. Were you gonna ask me to step aside, get divorced, and you just slide in? What was the endgame here?" They looked at each other. Busted. "Oh wow, you actually had a plan. You talked about a future together. That's almost cute." "We fell in love," my wife said. "You don't understand." "I understand you made choices. Every hotel room, every lie, every time you came home and kissed me, knowing where you'd been. Choices." I stood up, grabbed my coat. "Merry Christmas, everyone. Mom, Dad, sorry you had to find out like this." She kind of forced my hand. "Brother, you've got your deadline on that offer. Wife, your stuff's packed. Storage units in your name, keys with the divorce papers. Don't come to the house." Walked out to my truck. Hands were shaking when I started the engine, but I was grinning. Worth it. Update 1. The aftermath was exactly as messy as expected. My brother called that night, screaming about theft, about rigged valuations, about lawyers. "Go ahead and lawyer up. Partnership agreement was written by Dad's attorney specifically to prevent exactly this kind of drama. Fair market value buyout or forced sale. Those are your options. You don't have that kind of cash. Actually got a loan approved already. Been working on this for a while. Money's ready to go. He hung up, called back an hour later, more yelling. I stopped answering. My wife showed up at the house next morning. I'd changed the locks the day before, knew she'd try. Watched through the Ring doorbell as she tried her key. Confusion, then anger building on her face. She started pounding. Open this door right now. Hit the intercom. House is in my name. Bought it before we got married. You're not on the deed. Your stuff's in storage, like I said. You can't lock me out of my house. It's not your house. Never was. You need to leave. I have rights. Cool. Discuss them with your lawyer. Right now you're trespassing. She didn't leave. Started full-on screaming about lawyers and rights and how I was going to regret this. Called the cops. Non-emergency line. Explained the situation calmly. 2 officers showed up. She immediately switched to tears. Victim mode activated. Poor her, locked out by her cruel husband. Nowhere to go. Cop looked tired. Sir, can you explain? Showed him the divorce filing. The deed showing my sole ownership. The documented affair. Ma'am, this isn't your property. You need to leave. Where am I supposed to go? Cop gestured to my brother's truck, parked down the street. He'd been waiting there the whole time, watching. Looks like you got options. After they left, my phone exploded. Her friends, some mutual people, couple of her relatives. All the same energy. I was cruel, vindictive, punishing her for a mistake. Sent them all the same message. She had an affair with my brother for months. Lied repeatedly, including in counseling. Used our money for hotels. I filed for divorce. If you want to support her through that, go ahead. But I'm done being lied to. Most went quiet. Few doubled down with everyone makes mistakes and you should forgive. Blocked those. My parents called. Mom was still crying. Dad sounded exhausted. Your brother wants to negotiate on the business valuation. Nothing to negotiate. 3 independent appraisals. That's the number. He can't afford to buy you out. Then he accepts my offer or we force sale and split whatever it brings. Those are his options. This is family. He slept with my wife, Dad, using company funds. That's not family. That's betrayal with a side of fraud. Silence. What do you need from us? Dad finally asked. Time, space, that's it. Mom got on. She's telling people you were emotionally distant, that you drove her to this. Mom, I've got screenshots of them mocking me, calling me names, coordinating around my schedule. This wasn't about me being distant. This was about them being selfish. I want to believe you, but I'll send you the evidence, all of it. You can decide for yourself. Sent them everything that night. The texts, the receipts, the timeline. They stopped pushing after that. My brother tried a different approach, showed up at a job site where I was meeting a contractor. We need to talk. Not here. You're really gonna do this? Destroy the business? Over her? Over both of you? You didn't just sleep with my wife. You stole from our company. That's criminal if I want to push it. It's my company too. Was yours, and you defrauded it. That's a lawsuit waiting to happen. The contractor was backing away slowly, clearly uncomfortable. My brother lowered his voice. What do you want? You want me to beg? I want you to accept the buyout. Take your money, go start over somewhere else. We're done being partners. And if I refuse, then I force the sale. Business goes on the market. We split whatever it sells for after costs and fees. You'll probably net less than my offer your call. He got in my face. You're tearing this family apart. No. You did that when you started banging my wife. I'm just cleaning up the mess. He shoved me. Not hard, but enough. The contractor stepped between us. All right, that's enough. You gotta go, man. My brother left. Contractor looked at me. Family business? Yeah, those never work out. The real game started soon after. My brother hired a lawyer, filed motions claiming the partnership agreement was invalid, signed under duress that I'd manipulated the valuation. My lawyer was ready. This is all stalling. Agreement was signed years ago when you formed the business. Both had lawyers. 3 different valuators came to the same number. He's got nothing. What's he trying to do? Either hoping you'll get tired and take less, or he's scrambling to find money to buy you out. Neither's gonna work. Meanwhile, my wife was workshopping her victim story. I was emotionally abusive, financially controlling, She'd found real love, and I was punishing her for it. Problem was, we had mutual friends who'd actually spent time with us, who knew what our relationship was really like. Her narrative wasn't sticking. One friend called. "She's claiming you gaslit her for years? She's been lying for months and got caught. Now she's mad there are consequences." Yeah, that's what I figured. Just wanted you to know most people aren't buying her version. The counselor I'd been seeing, the one my lawyer recommended, submitted notes to the court. Every session where my wife claimed to want to save the marriage while actively continuing the affair. Her lack of remorse when confronted with evidence, all documented, all submitted with the divorce filing. My brother's wife filed for divorce too. Can't blame her. Their strategy became obvious pretty fast. Delay everything. Make it expensive and exhausting for me to fight. Wasn't gonna work. I'd planned for this. Had the money set aside, had the documentation, had the time. They tried claiming I'd been stealing from the business. Hired a forensic accountant who went through every transaction. Came back clean. Every withdrawal I made was documented and justified. My brother's expenses, different story. Personal charges on the company card, cash withdrawals with no backup, inflated mileage claims. "He's in serious trouble," my lawyer said. "This is textbook fraud. You could press criminal charges. Don't want him in jail. Just want him out of my business and out of my life. Then keep the pressure on the buyout. He's running out of options." My brother tried one more play. Showed up at my parents' house when he knew I'd be there for dinner. "Can we talk? Just the two of us?" Dad looked at me. I shrugged. "Sure." We went out to the garage. He closed the door. "Look, I know I screwed up. Screwed up is forgetting someone's birthday. You deliberately betrayed me for months. I know, I'm sorry, but this business thing, you're taking this too far." "Am I? You used company money to cheat with my wife. That's fraud. I'm being generous by just buying you out. I can't afford to start over. That buyout money won't last long. Should have thought about that before." "Come on, man, I'm your brother." "Yeah, you were. Then you decided to sleep with my wife. Actions have consequences." "Fine. You want me to beg? I'll beg. Please, don't do this. We can work something out." "There's nothing to work out. Accept the buyout or we force sale. Those are your options. This conversation is over." He grabbed my arm as I turned to leave. "You're really gonna choose money over family?" I looked at his hand on my arm, then at his face. "You chose my wife over family. Don't lecture me about priorities." Shook him off and went back inside. Update 2. My brother accepted the buyout eventually. Didn't have a choice. His lawyer told him they'd lose if it went to court. Signed everything at a lawyer's office. Didn't speak to each other. Just signatures, check handed over, done. Walked out with full ownership of the business I'd built. He walked out with enough money to not be broke, but nowhere near enough to compete with me. His wife took him apart in their divorce. Got the house, most of the savings, retirement accounts. Turns out judges really don't like cheaters, especially when it's documented. My divorce moved faster than expected. My wife tried fighting for half the business value, alimony, the house, everything. Her lawyer wasn't great. Kept filing stuff that got dismissed. Making arguments that had no legal basis. Mine was better. Presented the affair evidence, the timeline of lies, the documented dishonesty in marriage counseling, the marital fault. Judge was not sympathetic. "Ma'am, you engaged in an affair with your husband's brother, used marital assets to facilitate it, and repeatedly lied in counseling while claiming you wanted reconciliation. I'm not rewarding that behavior. She got her personal belongings, her car, her retirement account. That's it. No house, no business, no alimony. We'd only been married 6 years, and she'd been cheating for a good chunk of it." She lost it in the courtroom. Started yelling about fairness, about how I'd trapped her, how it was all planned. Judge was done. "You trapped yourself, ma'am. Your choices led to these consequences. Motion denied. We're finished here." Her family went nuclear. I was vindictive, cruel, heartless. How could I not forgive family? Blocked them all. Didn't need that noise. My family split. Mom tried staying neutral but eventually sided with Dad, who was firmly in my corner. Some extended family picked sides. One aunt who'd always liked my brother better stopped talking to me. Didn't matter. Family who'd side with someone who betrayed you like that isn't family worth keeping. The business actually got better without my brother. Turns out he'd been the source of most of our problems. Late to jobs, sloppy work, making promises we couldn't deliver. Hired a former military guy to manage projects. Things tightened up fast. Revenue went up. My ex-wife and brother tried making it work for real after everything settled. Lasted maybe a season. Turns out relationships built on lies and betrayal aren't super stable foundations. Heard through mutual connections, they split up. She moved back in with her parents. He moved out of state to work for someone else's company. Got a message from my brother after a while. I know you probably don't want to hear from me, but I wanted to say I'm sorry for all of it. You didn't deserve what we did. Didn't respond. Sorry doesn't rebuild trust. Doesn't undo damage. It's just words. My ex-wife tried reaching out too. New number I hadn't blocked yet. I made a mistake. I see that now. Can we talk? Maybe try again? No. You won't even hear me out? I heard you out for months while you lied to my face. I'm good. I still love you. You loved the life I provided. There's a difference. Lose this number. Blocked her. Here's what nobody tells you about this kind of betrayal. It's not even the cheating itself. It's everything around it. The lies, the planning, the disrespect of thinking you're too stupid to notice. The way they used resources you provided to betray you. That's what cuts. Not that she wanted someone else. People fall out of love. But the sneaking, the gaslighting, the theft of time and money. That was all choice. And my brother? Known him my whole life. Knew everything about me. Still chose this. That's not a mistake. That's character. Update 3. It's been over a year since that Christmas dinner. Time to close this out. The business is doing really well. Expanded into commercial projects. Hired more people. Got better equipment. Turns out not having someone actively creating problems helps a lot. My ex-wife works retail now from what I heard. Small apartment, struggling. Part of me feels bad. Most of me doesn't. Choices, consequences. My brother got engaged to someone new. Moved to a different state. We don't talk. Probably never will. Mom wanted everyone together for Christmas this year. I said no. She cried about it. But some things can't be fixed with forced holiday gatherings. Dad got it. Your brother asks about you sometimes. Cool. That's it? Just cool? What else is there to say? He did what he did. I responded, we're done. He's still your brother. Biologically, yeah. Dad sighed but dropped it. The divorce got challenged one more time. My ex-wife's new lawyer tried claiming hidden assets. Another forensic accountant went through everything. Came back clean. Judge was pissed. This is the second frivolous motion from your client. One more and I'm sanctioning both of you. That ended it. Final decree came through. Officially done. Sold the house after a while. Too many ghosts. Got a smaller place closer to work. It's mine. Clean slate. Started dating someone recently. Taking it slow. She knows the whole story. Thinks I handled it well. I think I just survived it. Here's what I learned. When something feels wrong, trust that. Don't wait for permission to protect yourself. Don't let anyone guilt you for having boundaries. My ex-wife needed me to be the bad guy. The one who overreacted, who was controlling, who destroyed everything. She needed that to justify her choices. Didn't give it to her. Just presented facts and let them speak. My brother wanted an emotional fight. Drama about family and loyalty and feelings. Wanted chaos. Didn't give him that either. Made it business. Clean, documented, by the book. They wanted me to be someone I'm not, someone who'd blow up or roll over. I was neither, just calculated. Do I regret the Christmas dinner reveal? Sometimes. Could have been private, but they were planning their thing, had their timelines. I just moved first. The business is mine now. The house is mine. My life is mine. Someone asked recently if I'd forgive them. Honestly, I don't think about them enough to forgive them. They're just not in my life anymore. That's not bitterness. That's just reality. Betray someone that deeply. You don't get to stay in their story. You become a cautionary tale. My ex-wife posts on social media about growth and second chances. Therapy speak about learning from mistakes. Good for her. But it's not my problem. My brother tells people we had a business falling out. Easier than admitting what he actually did. Whatever helps him sleep. The hardest part wasn't the betrayal. It was rebuilding trust in my own judgment. I'd missed signs, believed lies, gave chances that weren't deserved. That took work. Still working on it. But I'm better at boundaries now. Better at listening to my gut. Better at walking away when something's off. That Christmas dinner ended one life and started another. Wasn't easy, wasn't fun. But it was necessary. They're living with their choices. I'm living with mine. Mine led somewhere better. That's enough. During Sunday dinner, my wife's sister said, "Honestly, you're so lucky she settled for someone like you." My wife laughed. I smiled and said, "You know what? You're right." Then I excused myself, drove to my lawyer's office, and returned with divorce papers. My wife's face when she defended her sister and I slid the documents across the table. I, 35 male, am still kind of processing this whole thing but figured I'd write it out since it's been wild. Sunday dinner at my in-laws' place. We do this monthly thing. Have been for the 6 years I've been married. Usually it's whatever. Sometimes nice, sometimes boring, occasionally annoying. This time was different. We're all sitting around the table. My wife, her parents, her sister, and her sister's husband, the usual crowd. My mother-in-law made pot roast. Everyone's eating and talking about normal stuff. Then somehow the conversation shifts to careers. My brother-in-law just got promoted at his finance job. Big raise, corner office situation. Everyone's congratulating him, which is fine. Good for him. My wife's sister looks over at me. "So what about you? Still at the same place?" "I do IT. Network administration, been with the same company about 8 years. Good job, decent money, stable. Not flashy, but I like it." "Yeah, same company. They're actually expanding my team, so I'll probably be managing a few people soon." She gives me this smile. You know that smile. The one that's not really a smile. That's nice. Must be comfortable staying put for so long. My wife doesn't say anything. Her sister keeps going. I mean, with my sister's career really taking off, she needs someone stable at home. Someone reliable, you know? My wife's a marketing director. Makes good money. Honestly, probably about what I make, maybe a bit more. We never really compared because it didn't matter, or I thought it didn't. "Someone's gotta hold down the fort," I say, trying to keep it light. Her sister laughs. "Exactly, that's what I mean. Honestly, she's so lucky she settled for someone like you. Not everyone can handle being the, support system." Everything goes quiet for a second. Then my wife laughs. Not a nervous laugh. A real one. I look at her. She's smiling at her sister. Not at me. At her sister. "He's right though," my wife says. "Someone has to be the steady one." Her sister nods like they're sharing some inside joke. "It's good you know your role. Not every guy can handle his wife being the breadwinner." "I'm not the breadwinner," my wife says quickly. "We make about the same." "Sure, for now," her sister says. "Give it a couple years." My mother-in-law tries to jump in. "You both have wonderful careers, that's all that matters." But I'm just sitting there, and something clicks. Not like anger, just clarity. I smile. "You know what? You're absolutely right." My wife's sister looks pleased with herself. "See? He gets it." "I do get it," I say. Put my napkin down. "Excuse me, need to make a call real quick." I walk outside, get in my car. Just sit there for a minute. 6 years of marriage, and I'm trying to remember, how many times has my wife defended me when her sister said stuff like this? When her family made their little comments about me not being quite good enough? I can't think of a single time. She laughed. She agreed. I pull out my phone and call my lawyer. Yeah, I have a lawyer on retainer. Long story involving my dad's estate when he passed. Good guy. "Hey, remember those papers we talked about last month? I need them finalized. Can you meet me at your office? I know it's Sunday, but I'll pay whatever." Here's the thing nobody at that table knew. This wasn't the first comment. Wasn't even close. This was just the one that made me realize I was done pretending to not notice. About a month back, my wife and I had this huge fight. She'd said something about me not having ambition compared to her coworkers' husbands. How I'm too comfortable with mediocre. We fought for hours. She apologized eventually, blamed stress, but I couldn't unhear it. That's when I first called my lawyer, just to talk through options. He drew up papers, told me to take time and think about it. I'd been thinking about it for weeks. Just got my answer. My lawyer meets me at his office. We go through everything. I sign what I need to sign. He gives me copies. "You're sure about this?" "Yeah." Drive back to my in-laws. Been maybe an hour and a half. Walk back into the dining room. They're having dessert. My wife looks up. "Where'd you go? You missed dinner." "Had to handle something." I sit down, pull out the folder. Her sister's still talking. "So anyway, this house we're looking at has 4 bedrooms. Quick question," I interrupt. You still think my wife settled for me? She stops. What? Earlier, you said she's lucky she settled for someone like me. Still believe that? My wife's hand goes to my arm. Don't do this. I'm just asking a question. Her sister looks uncomfortable now. I didn't mean it like that. How did you mean it? Just that you're stable, reliable. Right? And she's settled. My wife's grip tightens on my arm. Can we not do this here? I slide the folder across to her. You're right. We shouldn't, but here we are. She opens it, goes completely white. What is this? Divorce papers, already filed. You'll be served officially this week, but figured I'd give you a heads up. Dead silence. My mother-in-law's mouth is literally open. My father-in-law looks frozen. Her sister's shocked. My wife's just staring at the papers. You're joking. Not even a little. Over a comment? Are you insane? Over 6 years of comments, this was just the last one. Her sister finds her voice. Oh my God, you're being ridiculous. It was a joke. I look at her. Was it? Because your sister laughed. Agreed. Didn't defend me, didn't tell you to stop. She laughed. My wife's shaking her head. This is crazy. You can't just... Already did. My lawyer's expecting yours to call. I stand up. Thanks for dinner. Really eye-opening. Walk out. Behind me it's chaos. My wife yelling, her sister backpedaling, her mom crying. I get in my car and drive to a hotel. What? Update 1. So that was a few weeks ago. Let me catch you up because it's been a trip. Next day my wife absolutely blew up my phone. Calls, texts, voicemails, everything. I didn't answer. Finally sent one text. Contact me through my lawyer. She showed up at the house that evening. I'd already been there that morning while she was at work and grabbed my essential stuff. Clothes, documents, computer, some personal things. She actually called the cops. Told them I broke in. The cops show up. I show them my name on the deed. We bought it together, both our names, and explain I'm just getting my stuff during a separation. They tell her it's not a police matter and leave. That's when her family really got involved. My mother-in-law calls. Long voicemail about how I'm destroying the family. How could I do this over a misunderstanding? Her daughter loves me. We can fix this. I'm throwing away years together. Then my father-in-law. Totally different approach. Man-to-man talk. I'm overreacting. Marriage takes work. His daughter isn't perfect, but neither am I. Maybe I need thicker skin. I don't call either of them back. My wife's brother texts me. Dude, seriously? You're gonna blow up your marriage because your feelings got hurt? Man up. Blocked him immediately. But the absolute best? My wife's sister sends me an email. Long one. Says she's sorry if I misinterpreted what she said. She was just joking around. I'm being way too sensitive and clearly have some personal issues that have nothing to do with her. Then she suggests I should seek therapy for my obvious insecurity problems. Forwarded that straight to my lawyer. My wife tries something different after a few days. Shows up at my office. Security calls me because she's in the lobby refusing to leave until she talks to me. I go down. We end up in the coffee shop next door. This is insane, she starts immediately. You're really ending our marriage over this? I'm ending it because you don't respect me. Your family doesn't respect me, and you're fine with that. That's not true. You laughed when your sister said you settled for me. I was uncomfortable. I didn't know what to say. You could have said, don't talk about my husband that way, or that's not true, or literally anything except laughing. She's getting emotional. I didn't mean, you said I'm the steady one, that I know my role. How is that not agreeing with her? I was trying to diffuse it. By throwing me under the bus? She's crying now. I love you. I don't want a divorce. Should have thought about that before. Before what? And here's where I just lay it all out. Every comment her sisters made over the years. Every joke about my job, my car, my clothes, my hobbies. Every suggestion that my wife married down. Every single time my wife either laughed or stayed silent. She's staring at me. I didn't realize it bothered you this much, because you never asked, never checked in, just assumed I'd keep taking it. We can fix this. Counseling. I don't want to fix it. I want out. She's panicking. What about the house, our life, everything we built? House gets sold, we split it. Lawyer handles the rest. Just like that? 6 years means nothing? 6 years of being disrespected means I'm done. Left her sitting there. Week later, her lawyer contacts mine. Her position? Everything was fine until I suddenly snapped at a family dinner. This is impulsive. I'll regret it. She wants a 6-month separation instead of divorce so I can cool off and think clearly. My lawyer's response? No. We're proceeding with the divorce. Her lawyer comes back with financials, wants spousal support since we've been married over 5 years, and she claims she was planning to cut back work soon to start having kids. That was news to me. We talked about kids vaguely, maybe someday, but nothing concrete. Definitely no plans for her to quit. My lawyer asks for proof. Employment letters showing resignation plans, medical records showing fertility treatment, anything. They have nothing. Because there is nothing. Meanwhile, I'm getting texts from everyone, her friends, her cousin, random people I barely know telling me I'm making a mistake, that I'm being stubborn, that pride isn't worth losing a marriage. None of them ask my side. None of them wonder if maybe there's more to this than one comment at dinner. House goes on the market. That's the one thing we agreed on, sell it and split the money. Actually, my wife wanted to buy me out. Keep the house, her parents would loan her money. I said no. That house had too many memories of feeling small, of her family visiting and making digs, of her laughing instead of defending. Sell it. Split it. Done. She was pissed, said I was being vindictive. Maybe, didn't care. Update 2. House sold pretty fast. Nice area, good price. We split the equity almost exactly even after paying off the mortgage and fees. Came out to around $85 each. Not bad. My wife tried one more time before everything finalized. Asked to meet for coffee, said she needed closure. I went, figured why not. She'd lost weight, looked tired. Part of me felt bad. Most of me just remembered the dinner. I've been thinking about everything, she says. I wait. You were right, about my sister, about my family. Okay, she's always been critical, of everyone. That's just how she is. I got so used to it I didn't notice how it affected you. Okay. I should have defended you, should have shut her down. I'm sorry. Okay. She's looking at me like she expects more. Is that all you're going to say? What do you want me to say? That you forgive me? That we can try again? I shake my head. I don't forgive you. Maybe someday. And no, we're not trying again. Why not? I'm apologizing. I'm admitting I was wrong. You're apologizing after I filed for divorce, after I moved out, after you realized I was serious. You're not sorry for what you did. You're sorry it had consequences. That's not fair. You know what's not fair? Being married to someone who doesn't respect you, who lets their family talk down to you, who laughs when someone says you settled. That's not fair. I do respect you. No, you don't. Respect is active. It's defending your partner. It's shutting people down when they disrespect them. You never did that, not once. I'll do better, I promise. Too late. Please, I love you. I don't think you do. I think you love being married, having a stable home, having someone reliable, but loving me, actually loving and respecting me? No. Left her there again. Divorce finalized about a month later. No kids, pretty clean split. I got slightly less because the judge sided with her on some furniture items. Honestly, didn't care about them anyway. Heard through a mutual friend that my wife moved back in with her parents temporarily. Couldn't afford to rent alone right away. Her sister was apparently having marriage problems. Her husband was tired of her attitude. Guess being condescending to everyone doesn't work out long term. My former mother-in-law tried to friend me on social media a few months later. Ignored it. My ex sent me a text on what would have been our 7th anniversary. Thinking about you today. Hope you're well. Didn't respond. Few months after that, heard she was dating someone. Good for her. Hope she treats him better. Me? I'm doing all right. Started therapy. Turns out I had a lot of built-up resentment I'd been swallowing for years. My therapist said the dinner comment was the breaking point, not the cause. Death by 1,000 cuts. Not dating yet. Not ready. Maybe eventually. Work's good. Got that management position. Running a team of 4. Better pay, better benefits. Got a dog. Always wanted one, but my ex didn't like animals. He's great. Better listener than she ever was. My apartment's smaller than the house, but it's mine. Decorated how I want. Movie posters on the walls. Gaming setup in the living room. Feels like me. Sometimes I wonder if I overreacted. If I threw away a marriage over pride. Then I remember her face when her sister said she settled. The laugh, the agreement, the complete lack of defense. And I remember I didn't end my marriage over a comment. I ended it over 6 years of being treated like I should be grateful she chose me. Screw that. I deserve someone who's proud to be with me, who shuts down anyone who suggests otherwise, who doesn't make me feel like I'm not enough. My ex wasn't that person. Maybe she could have been if she'd figured it out sooner. But she didn't, and by the time she did, I was already gone. Final update. Been almost a year since everything finalized. Figure I'll give one last update. My ex got engaged recently. Saw it on social media through a mutual friend. Different guy than before, some executive type, makes good money from what I can tell. Her sister probably loves him. Good for her, honestly. Hope she learned something. Though her engagement post was all about the ring and venue, so probably not. Her sister got divorced. Finally happened. Her husband had enough, apparently. She moved back in with my ex-in-laws too. Both sisters living at home now. That must be fun. My former brother-in-law reached out a while back, asked if we could grab a beer, said he owed me an apology for that man-up text. I met him. Curious more than anything. Turns out my ex had told everyone I blindsided her, that everything was fine until I randomly lost it. She had no idea I was unhappy. He believed her. She's family. Then her sister's marriage imploded and some stuff came out. She'd been treating her husband the same way. Condescending, dismissive, superior. He complained for years. She'd gaslight him, tell him he was too sensitive. Sound familiar? My brother-in-law started connecting dots. I get it now, he said. Why you left? She did the same thing to you, didn't she? Pretty much. That's rough, man. I'm sorry. It's done. I'm good. He nodded. You look good. Happy. I am happy. Not in a revenge way, just peaceful. Bought a small house a few months back, 2 bedrooms, nice yard for the dog. My place. Date occasionally. Nothing serious. Few nice dates, couple bad ones. One woman I saw for a while before we realized we wanted different things. All good though. Work promoted me again. Department head now. 3 teams. Good raise. Building savings, planning ahead. My parents are proud. My mom said I seem lighter now, more like myself. Guess I'd been performing for so long I forgot what real felt like. Ran into my ex once, total accident at a coffee shop. She was with her fiancé. We nodded at each other. Awkward half-wave. Her fiancé didn't know who I was. She looked happy, or trying to look happy. Hard to tell. I was just grabbing coffee to take the dog to the park. Unbothered. That felt like closure. Someone asked me if I regret how I handled everything. If I should have tried counseling first, given her a chance. No, I gave her 6 years of chances. Every time her sister said something and she stayed quiet. Every time her family implied I wasn't good enough and she went along with it. Every time I felt small and she didn't notice or care. Those were all chances. She didn't take them. The dinner was just when I stopped waiting. People ask if I'm bitter. I'm not. Bitter means still angry. I'm not angry. I'm just done. You can't be disrespected in your marriage and call it love. You can't let people tear down your partner and call it family. You can't make someone feel less than and expect them to stay. Learned that the hard way. My ex is planning her second wedding. Probably going big based on social media. Her sister's probably maid of honor again. They'll have some big family dinner celebrating. And I'll be home with my dog, watching movies on my couch in my living room that actually looks like someone lives there. That's the win. Not the divorce. Not being right. Not watching her family drama. The win is realizing I deserve better and not accepting less. My marriage ended at a Sunday dinner when my wife's sister said she settled and my wife laughed. But the marriage was already over. Had been for a while. I just hadn't admitted it yet. That comment didn't end anything. It freed me from something that ended years ago. Best decision I made was sliding those papers across the table. Second best was walking out. I'm not the support system. Not the steady one who knows his role. Not the guy who's lucky she settled. I'm just a guy who finally decided he was done being treated like he was. Her friends convinced her to break up with me to test if I'd fight for her. I said, I fail. I blocked her number and started dating the friend who suggested the idea. My ex was horrified when she realized it was a setup to steal me. I, 29 male, just experienced the dumbest relationship ending of my life, and honestly, I'm still processing the sheer stupidity of it all. Been dating my girlfriend, 27, for about 2 years. Things were solid, not perfect, but good. We had our routines, our inside jokes, plans for moving in together next spring, normal relationship stuff. 3 weeks ago she calls me, voice all serious, we need to talk. My stomach drops. Nobody ever says that for good news. What's up? I think we should break up. Silence. I'm just standing in my kitchen holding a box of pasta like an idiot. Okay, I finally say. Can I ask why? I don't think you're invested enough. You don't fight for us. You never chase me. I need someone who shows they care. I'm confused as hell. I literally drove 4 hours last month when your car broke down. I cook dinner 3 times a week. What are you talking about? That's just baseline stuff. I need passion. Someone who won't just let me walk away. And here's where I made my choice. I could have begged, could have asked what I needed to do differently. But you know what? I'm 29 years old. Too old for games. All right then, I said. If that's what you want. That's it? You're not even gonna try? You just told me you want to break up. I'm respecting your decision. But don't you care? Of course I care. But I'm not going to beg someone to stay who doesn't want to. You made your choice. She got quiet. Then, fine. I guess that proves my point. I guess it does. Take care of yourself. I hung up, sat there for a minute feeling like I'd been hit by a truck. Then I blocked her number, deleted her from social media, boxed up the stuff she kept at my place. Done. Clean break. 2 days later, I get a DM on Instagram from her friend. Let's call her the friend. We'd met a handful of times at group hangings. She was always friendly, laughing at my jokes, that kind of thing. Hey, heard about you and her. That sucks. You doing okay? We chatted a bit. She was sympathetic, funny, easy to talk to. She suggested grabbing coffee to get my mind off things. Coffee turned into dinner. Dinner turned into actually having a really good time. She was smart, had her own graphic design business, loved the same weird indie movies I did. By the end of the night, there was definitely something there. I should probably tell you, she said as we were leaving the restaurant. I've kind of had a thing for you since we met. I know the timing is weird, but yeah. I appreciated the honesty. The timing is weird, but I had a really good time tonight. Me too. We kept hanging out. A week later, we were officially dating. It felt surprisingly right. Like maybe my ex did me a favor. Fast forward to yesterday. I'm at the grocery store when I run into my ex's other friend. She sees me, her eyes go wide, and she literally speed walks away. Weird. That night, the friend I'm dating comes over looking stressed. We need to talk about something. Oh, great. Here we go again. Your ex has been blowing up my phone, calling me a snake, a backstabber, all this stuff. Why? Because apparently, and I just found this out today, the breakup was supposed to be a test. I blink. A what? Her friends convinced her to break up with you, to see if you'd fight for her, to prove you really loved her. I guess they do this thing where they give each other relationship advice, and someone suggested it would be romantic if you chased after her or something. I literally laughed. Couldn't help it. Are you serious right now? Dead serious. And now she's losing her mind because you're dating me instead. She thinks I orchestrated the whole thing to steal you. Did you? She looked me dead in the eye. No. I suggested we grab coffee because I genuinely thought you seemed cool and I wanted to get to know you better. I didn't know about the test thing until today when she started screaming at me about it. I believed her. Everything about how we got together felt organic. So what do you want to do? I asked. I don't know. I feel bad. She's one of my oldest friends. But also, this is insane. Like, who does that? Someone who plays stupid games and wins stupid prizes. We decided to keep dating. I wasn't about to end something good because my ex decided to test me like I'm some character in a romance novel. Update 1. 1 week later. The fallout has been absolutely unhinged. My ex started a group chat with all her friends, including the one I'm dating, titled Intervention, at 11 p.m. on a Tuesday. The messages were gold. We need to talk about what's happening. This is not okay. He's my ex. There's a code. You literally planned this. You told me to break up with him. That last one was from another friend in the group. Guess some people have spines. Then my ex called me, from her mom's phone, because I had her blocked. Hello? Why are you doing this to me? I recognized the voice immediately. I'm not doing anything to you. We broke up. You broke up with me. Because I thought you'd fight for me, not move on in 2 seconds. It's been 3 weeks, and you told me you wanted someone who chases you. I'm not that guy. I told you that when we broke up. But I didn't mean it. It was supposed to make you realize what you'd lose. The manipulation was so blatant it was almost impressive. That's not how breakups work. You don't get to end a relationship as a test and then get mad when someone takes you seriously. Her friend knew what she was doing. She wanted you the whole time. Even if that were true, and I don't think it is, you still made the choice to break up with me. That's on you. I can't believe you're being so cold about this. I'm not being cold. I'm being an adult. We're done. Stop calling me. I hung up and blocked that number too. But wait, it gets better. 2 days ago, my current girlfriend shows me a post her friend made on her private Instagram. A whole essay about fake friends who steal your boyfriend, and snakes in the grass, and women who don't respect girl code. The comments were a mix of support and people calling her out. Apparently the full story had gotten around, and not everyone was buying her victim narrative. Then yesterday, her mom called me. Her mom. Hello? This is her mother. Che, I think you owe my daughter an apology. I almost hung up right there, but morbid curiosity won. For what exactly? For stringing her along and then immediately dating her friend. Do you know how humiliated she is? Ma'am, your daughter broke up with me. As a test. I didn't know it was a test because I'm not a mind reader. I took her at her word, moved on, and started seeing someone else. That's not stringing anyone along. She made a mistake. Young people do that. You should be more forgiving. I'm not mad at her. I just don't want to date someone who plays games. We're incompatible. That's it. Well, I think you're being very immature about this whole situation. I respect your opinion. Have a good day. Block that number too. My blocked contacts list is getting impressive. The current girlfriend and I talked about everything again. She felt guilty, like maybe we should cool things off until the drama died down. Do you want to? I asked. No, but I also don't want to be the reason your ex is having a breakdown. She's having a breakdown because her plan backfired. That's not your fault or mine. We agreed to keep dating, but be more low-key about it. No social media posts, that kind of thing. Just until the chaos calmed down. Spoiler alert, the chaos did not calm down. Update 2, 2 weeks later. Remember how I said things couldn't get more ridiculous? I was wrong. Last week, I went to my usual bar to watch the game with some friends. My ex showed up, at my bar, that she's never been to before. She spotted me, made a beeline straight over, and stood right in front of me while I'm mid-conversation. We need to talk. No, we don't. Please, 5 minutes. My friends were all staring. I didn't want a scene, so I stepped outside with her. What do you want? She immediately started crying. I miss you. I made a huge mistake. Can we please just talk about this? There's nothing to talk about. Yes, there is. We were good together. We had plans. We did. And then you ended it. I explained why. It was supposed to bring us closer. I just stared at her. Do you hear yourself right now? You broke up with me as a relationship test. That's manipulative. Even if I wanted to get back together, which I don't, how would I ever trust you again? I would never do something like that again. Right. Just like you'd never show up at my bar after I blocked you? She didn't have an answer for that. Look, I said, trying to be kind. I hope you find what you're looking for. But it's not me. It was never going to be me. We're done. Because of her. No, because of you. Because you listened to bad advice and made a bad choice. Own it and move on. I went back inside. She left. I thought that was the end of it. Nope. 3 days ago, the current girlfriend calls me panicking. She knows where I live. What? Your ex? She showed up at my apartment this morning, started banging on the door, yelling about how I ruined her life. My blood went cold. Did you call the police? No, she left after a neighbor threatened to. But I'm freaked out. I drove straight over. We filed a police report. The cop was sympathetic, but basically said unless she made a direct threat, there wasn't much they could do. Suggested a restraining order if it continued. That night, I got a text from an unknown number. You turned her against me. Hope you're happy with your homewrecker. I screenshot it, added it to the police report file, blocked the number. But here's where things took a turn I didn't see coming. Yesterday afternoon, the current girlfriend and I are having lunch when she gets really quiet. I need to tell you something. My stomach dropped. Nothing good ever follows that sentence. Okay. When I suggested we get coffee after your breakup, I did know about the test. Everything stopped. What? Not that it was a test, But I knew her friends had been pushing her to do something dramatic, to shake things up. I didn't know the specifics until later, but I knew they were planning something. And you didn't think to mention that? I didn't think it mattered. I genuinely liked you. I saw an opportunity and took it. By waiting for my girlfriend to break up with me because her friends told her to? It's not like that. It's exactly like that. You knew her friends were manipulating her and you used it to your advantage. She started crying. I'm sorry, I should have told you sooner. But everything between us is real, I promise. I sat there feeling like I'd been punched in the gut for the second time in a month. I need some time to think about this. Please don't break up with me. I know I should have been honest, but you should have been honest from the start. That's literally the bare minimum. I left, drove around for an hour just processing everything. The test was stupid. My ex was manipulative, but my current girlfriend, she'd seen me as a target, someone to swoop in on when he was vulnerable. That's not love, that's opportunism. I texted her that night. I can't do this. You weren't honest with me from the beginning. I need someone I can trust, and that's not you. She called immediately. I didn't answer. She texted, please let me explain. I made a mistake, but we're good together. Don't throw this away. I blocked her too. And suddenly I was single again. Because two different women thought playing games was a valid relationship strategy. Update 3. Final. It's been a month since I ended things with the current girlfriend. Or I guess ex-girlfriend now. This whole thing feels like a bad reality show. The aftermath was predictable, but still annoying. My most recent ex tried the whole "see, I told you she was a snake" routine. Sent me a long message about how she was right all along, how we were meant to be together, how this proved we should get back together. I responded with one word, no. Blocked that number too. I'm running out of numbers to block. She tried showing up at my gym. I complained to management. They banned her. Turns out stalking your ex isn't covered under their membership agreement. Her friend who spilled the beans about the test reached out to apologize. Said she felt guilty for not speaking up sooner. I appreciated it, but told her I wasn't interested in staying connected to that friend group. Too much drama. The most recent ex's friends have apparently split into two camps. Half think I'm a jerk who played both of them. Half think they're both idiots who deserve what they got. I don't care about either opinion. My actual friends have been solid. Lots of "man, you dodged 2 bullets, and next time date someone normal." One of them made me a playlist titled "Trust No One," which was both funny and depressing. Work became my refuge. Threw myself into this project I'd been putting off. Got praised by my boss for my dedication. Funny how heartbreak makes you productive. My apartment feels different now. I packed up everything from both relationships, donated most of it, bought new sheets, new coffee mugs, rearranged my furniture. Felt like cleansing the space. Went to therapy. My therapist was fascinated by the whole situation, a perfect storm of manipulation and poor boundaries. Asked if I saw any red flags I'd ignored. Honestly, with the first girlfriend maybe. She'd make these little comments sometimes about other couples, how the guy always knew exactly what to do without being asked. I thought she was just being romantic. Didn't realize she expected mind reading. With the second girlfriend, the red flag was literally her swooping in immediately after my breakup. I was just too flattered and hurt to see it. Lesson learned. Trust your gut. If something feels off, it probably is. Last week I ran into the first ex at the grocery store. She saw me, started walking over, then stopped. Just stood there staring. I grabbed my stuff and left. Didn't acknowledge her. She texted later from another new number. "I saw you today. You look good. Miss you." I forwarded it to the police as documentation and blocked the number. The officer I'd worked with before said if she contacted me again, we'd have enough for a restraining order. She hasn't contacted me since. Guess the threat of legal action finally got through. The second ex tried a different approach. Sent me a handwritten letter. 12 pages. 12 pages about her feelings, her mistakes, how she'd changed, how we had something special. I didn't read past page 2. Threw the whole thing away. Her best friend actually called me to say she'd cut her off. Said she couldn't support someone who'd manipulate a friend like that. Asked if I wanted to get coffee and talk about everything. Hard pass. I'm done with that entire social circle. Here's what I learned from this mess. People will show you who they are if you pay attention. My first ex showed me she valued drama over communication. My second ex showed me she valued opportunity over honesty. Breaking up doesn't make you the bad guy. Staying in something that doesn't work does. Anyone who tests your love doesn't actually love you. They love the idea of being chased. That's not a relationship, that's a performance. Some people will always paint themselves as the victim. Doesn't matter what actually happened. My first ex convinced herself I betrayed her by moving on. My second ex convinced herself she was justified in lying because her feelings were real. Neither of them can accept responsibility. And honestly, I'm okay with being single right now. Dating feels like navigating a minefield. Everyone's got hidden agendas or unresolved issues or friend groups giving them terrible advice. I'm focusing on me. Picked up woodworking. Made a bookshelf that only wobbles a little. Started running in the mornings, reading books I've been meaning to get to. My mom called last week to check in. She'd heard through the grapevine about both breakups. You doing all right? Yeah, actually, I am. Good, you deserve someone who doesn't play games. I'm starting to think those people don't exist. They do, just gotta be patient. Maybe she's right. Maybe she's not. Either way, I'm not in a rush to find out. A few people asked if I regret how I handled things. Honestly? No. I could have been messier. Could have aired everything on social media, could have gotten revenge, could have played games right back. But what would that accomplish? They're dealing with their own consequences. Lost friendships, damaged reputations, guilt. That's punishment enough. I walked away clean. No drama on my end. No bridges burned that I cared about keeping. Just two relationships that ended because the women involved couldn't be honest. That's not on me. So yeah, that's where I'm at. Single, slightly cynical, but generally okay. Building bookshelves and running at dawn and living my life. If my ex-girlfriends want to keep being miserable about choices they made, that's their problem. I'm good.